Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Q8 Pilot stream. I want to welcome you to this flight today from Dallas Fort Worth to San Antonio aboard the Toliss A340, and it looks like we are beginning the stream with some issues with the internet here. I don't know if you guys are able to watch the stream with no issues, but it looks like I am having YouTube is reporting some issues here from my end, so I'm not sure if you guys are experiencing any problems. If you can just let me know. All right. So I'll wait for a confirmation from any of you guys whether we are looking everything okay now. Okay, I'm still getting some notifications here on my streaming software. No problems here. Okay, it might be just on my end. You guys just let me know if you know, perhaps it will just take time to update on my end. All right, so what we're going to be doing today, folks, is we're going to be taking the Toliss A340, which, by the way, is, I think, one of the better aircraft made for X-Plane. It is a high-fidelity representation of the Airbus A340 in terms of the systems. And there are many real-world pilots that have attested to the accuracy and the depth of the system simulation in the Airbus A340. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be taking the this beautiful aircraft from Dallas Fort Worth to San Antonio. And very quickly here, let me show you the flight plan. Let's see here. Where is my flight plan? Why is the flight plan not showing? Let's see. Flight plan. There we go. So the flight plan is quite simple. We are going to be departing Dallas Fort Worth, runway 18 left through the Chaspa 7, through the window transition, and then the Braun 3 at San Antonio. Is your X-Plane 12 Volanta plugin working fine? So far, yeah, it is working fine. No problems there. Good evening, the sun and the night, JM Aviation, Derp Q, Acrobus 001, Sad El Hanedi, Alex Leaf. Hello, Leaf. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. Stefanos, welcome aboard. And we have also Gary Shepard. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with Captain USA. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. And Alex, thank you very much, guys, for being here. Alex, thank you very much for your continued support. I appreciate it. I'm still getting, by the way, a message on my streaming software saying that there is a problem with YouTube not receiving sufficient video to maintain smooth streaming. That's what I'm getting. So I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know. I'm still showing poor stream status. Hello, Allie. All right, well, if you guys say that it's okay, then, you know, we'll proceed. All right, so the first order of business is that now the door is open, but normally the first thing we'll do is we'll look through this circle window on the door to make sure that the red lights are not illuminated, and that just to make sure that the aircraft is not pressurized and that the maintenance guys haven't forgotten to set this up. I can't just, this thing is no problem at all. Okay, Leaf, perfect. So hopping into the cockpit, and by the way, today we are going to be using the Mango Sound Pack. And just as a caveat for anyone who wants to purchase the Mango Sound Pack for this aircraft, once you install it, the engine sounds are great, but you will lose the sound for the tray, as well as some of the other elements aboard the aircraft. The first thing we're going to do here is we'll make sure the engine start switch is in the normal position. All the engine master switches are in the off position. The landing gear is down. The parking brake is currently set, and moving up to the overhead panel here, we're going to make sure that we have more than 24 volts on the battery. We're currently registering 26.6. We have the external power available, so we're going to go ahead and turn it after turning on battery 1 and battery 2. Available external power, so let's go ahead and turn on the external power B and A. Now the aircraft is supplied with electrical power, and we have with us Mika. Hello, Mika. Welcome aboard, my friend. Thank you very much, Ethan. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for your kind words there. I appreciate it. We have the electrical power established, and we are going to move down here real quick. Actually, let's go to the cruise supply is on. Ground control is on. We're going to move up here and test the APU. And the APU checks OK. And then we're going to move here and set the ADDONS to nav mode. Next, we're going to move down to the center of the overhead panel, and we're going to arm the emergency lights. Non-smoking sign is auto, and we'll leave the seatbelt signs now until we refuel the aircraft. Nav lights can go on, and we're going to turn on the fuel pumps. With the exception of the center tanks, we'll wait for the aircraft to refuel, and then we'll turn those on. We're going to turn on the APU battery, and everything here looks good. Let's go ahead and perform the engine fire test. All right, everything checks okay. The engineer panel, no white lights. Everything looks good here. Everything looks good here. We can test the cargo smoke system, which seems to be not simulated. But that's all right, and everything else is good. Excellent. Let's move on to the switches here. All the switches here are in the normal position, and the radio is turned on. VHF 1 is selected for the captain's side. We're going to put VHF 2 on the... you can't. So, all right. So we'll just leave it on VHF 1 then. And we're going to come down here. Everything here looks good. The weather radar is turned off. And the transponder is on standby, and we're squawking 2000 on the standby frequency. Okay, all right, so everything's good here. We're ready to program the McDo. And for the McDo, of course, we are going to... hey there, Sir Dogs24. Welcome aboard, and welcome aboard, Rand Cooley. How are you doing, my friend? Good evening. We have with us today somebody from India. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. All right. So we're going to go to the McDo, and we're going to follow the correct Airbus sequence for the McDo. Let's see if we can make this a little bigger. No, we can't. Okay, let me just bring up the brightness here a little bit. There we go. That's much better. And in fact, let me do the following, because I think you guys will be able to see it a lot better if I do this. Okay, so now we're zoomed in, and you guys can follow along. So this is, we're going to follow the diff strip sequence. So this is the data. We have the Trent 556 Bravo 61 engine with the latest active AIRAC database, cycle 2308. We can go now from, this is D, so we're going to go to init alpha. We're going to say request. Flight plan data link in progress. I do have SimBrief integration. Hello there, Vander Lingang 1899. Welcome aboard. Captain Caker. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here. MC Crowfish, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you guys with us here this evening. I hope you enjoy the flight. We are fly FWB, which is the trade name for Airbus Flight 001. We're carrying today 367 passengers, cost index 21, cruise altitudes 33,000 feet, and we are done with init alpha. So now we're going to go to the flight plan. Now the flight plan is already in, and it's a very simple flight plan. So if I bring up our Volanta here, and we go to the flight plan, you'll see that we are going to be departing runway 18 left. Through the JASPA 7, and then the window transition through the Braun 3, arrival into San Antonio, and today we're going to be looking at the SXAD San Antonio rendition for X-Plane 12. I have a question. What's the price of the Toliss A340? Didn't check. I think it's 89, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's less, maybe. I think it's 89. Yeah, that's the price. $90. Yeah. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you very much for Gian Gamers from India. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Hello, Chan. Welcome aboard. All right, so let's go ahead and program the flight plan. So we are departing 18 left through the JASPA 7. So that is 18 left. And then we're going to select the JASPA 7 and the window transition. And we're going to insert that. Perfect. And then it's, as you can see here, this is San Antonio. And the arrival is going to be through the ILS runway 13 right through the Bron 3. So 13 right, which is this one here, through the Bron 3. And there is no transition here, so we're going to insert that and insert empty. There is one discontinuity, which we are going to clear. So there we go. Clearing that. And then insert. Perfect. That's the top of descent. And then if we look, there is a manual. So normally we'll expect a vector from the ATC. Looking terrible. Hopefully the update is soon. The other planes already got them. It's not bad. It's not bad. All right. So diff strips. So we are done with the flight plan. Now we can go with the so DIF secondary flight plan. And from the secondary flight plan, we're just going to copy the active. Then we're going to go to the radios. We have everything here looking good. Let's go to the progress page, and what we are interested in doing here is entering the arrival runway just in case we need to come back to the airport. We are departing 18 left, so I'm going to put 18 right. Kilo Delta Foxtrot Romeo. What did I do? KDF Whiskey. All right, and then we're going to use 13 right. Okay. We can update that once we are airborne. Oh, it is. Thank you. Pacifica Cessna says that the A340 is currently on sale. Oh, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. All right, so we're done with the diffs and then R. And then now we're going to init Bravo. And init Bravo, we have all the data here. And then finally, the performance. So diffs RIP, the final one is the P, which stands for the performance. We're going to go to the takeoff data, and we're going to request the takeoff data, and that should populate the information for the flight today. All right, we'll just give it all right. We have the takeoff data received. Flex departure, flaps 1 up 3.3. Insert, and now we have the V1 155. We rotate at 155, and V2 at 160. Transition altitude is 18,000 feet, and we have the flex temperature is 70. Now, ladies and gents, we are ready for the pushback and engine start. Just lost my iPad. Today is not a good day. Everything is working against me today. All right, let me turn on my iPad here again so I can look at chat. All right, so everything is good here, and we're going to put this on the flight plan. We're going to come back here. We're going to turn on the brightness on this side as well. We're going to put this on performance, and now we are ready. Excellent. All right, time to start the APU. Let's head over here to the overhead panel. Master switch is on. We'll wait for the APU door to open, and now we can start the APU. All right, now that the aircraft is fueled, we can turn on the center tanks, and we can also turn on the passenger seatbelt signs on. Excellent. And now we can, by the way, hear the APU. This aircraft, the back of it, when you look at this aircraft from the back, it looks a lot like the A380. The curvature of the wing is just really beautiful. All right. So we're back in the cockpit. And MC crew, he uses the Mango CTSM. Yep, that's right. Live weather is getting an error. Hi Q8, my live weather is getting an error messages. Call me Sticks, I don't know. It might be an issue with X-Plane, I don't know. I know that I have been getting some issues sometimes with the frames, and I think it's to do something with downloading the weather. All right, so if we look here, we have the APU ready. So let's start the APU bleed, and we're going to turn off the external power. Brilliant. And now we have full alignment. So we're going to put the, right, so we have the, if we look here now, this is where so we're going to push back nose to the left. Okay. All right. Let's make sure we have the correct altimeter. You know what? Let me bring up Navigraph charts. That's easier. I keep getting this issue, by the way. I'm glad that you guys are not experiencing buffering. Ah, okay. So we're in anyone else buffering. So I am getting an issue here, and I'm not sure why. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me check what's going on here. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back now, and I hope everything is okay. I really am not sure what the issue is today with the internet. No issues with the stream on my end. All right, perfect. All right, excellent. I'm glad everything is okay on your end, guys. I did get an earlier message that there was an issue. I am now getting excellent connection, so should be okay. All right, so we are ready here, and perfect. In fact, standard XB12 weather can almost not be used if you fly, on example, on VATSIM. Yeah, that is true. All right. So we are ready now, and we are good. We need the altimeter. So let me go to the weather. We're going to go to general. We're going to go to Dallas Fort Worth information, and we're going to select the weather. And from the weather, let me adjust the mic here. The altimeter is currently 29903. Right, 29903. All right, is set. And 29903 is set on the first officer side. Our final cruise altitude today is 33,000 feet. So let's set that. I'm getting, again, this buffering issue here, so I really am not sure what to do. One thing I can do is I can pause the live stream and restart my internet connection. But if you guys are okay, then we can proceed. Can anyone confirm that we are okay? It's intermittent. I know it's coming and going. I think my router needs a restart. It's fine now. All right, so it looks like you are experiencing what I'm experiencing. 5 by hardware, 0 dropped frames. Hey, Two-Turn Murphy, welcome aboard, my friend. Thank you very much for being here. Lovely stream the other day with the FS Reborn. Really excellent stream. Really enjoyed it. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and start. The beacon lights are on. Beacon lights are on, and everything here looks good, and we are ready for pushback. So plugins, better pushback.
Ground to
start
cockpit.
push.
Please show me where you want to go.
Let's see. We are going to bring the aircraft. Hold on. Let me do this here, and maybe we'll put it right here. Let the pushback truck do some work for us
Ground
today.
to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right. We're fine, Sam. All right, Rand. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Intermittent, but not. But roll with it. Okay, Warren. Yeah, I am getting the same. I am getting a intermittent that YouTube isn't receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, and it just keeps coming and going. I'm not sure why. Yeah, probably I haven't restarted my router in quite some time. All right. Yeah, Donald, you are right. I can do that, folks. I can definitely stop the stream, restart the internet connection. If you guys can wait for that, I will do it.
All doors and
Otherwise,
hatches are closed.
you know,
Ready
we'll
to
continue.
connect.
It's up to you guys. See, now it's back. It's great now. Yeah, it's just not going to be very good today. It's not going to be a very good stream. I'm already sweating. All right. Look at this aircraft, guys. Wow. It's just huge. All right, let's
Tow connected and bypass
check
pin
everything
inserted.
here.
Release parking brake.
All right, parking brake is released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right. And we can start the engines. Now, the engine sounds are exceptional, I have to say. All right, ignition to start, and we're going to start with engine number 4. Listen to those sounds. That is the default Dallas-Fort Worth scenery. Yes, sir. Look at how big this aircraft is. I think there is a fascination with big airliners, and I can understand why. It's really fascinating to see this huge, humongous piece of metal flying up in the air like it's just a bird, you know? It's really fascinating. All right, engine number 4 is coming up. Right, engine 4 is stable. We're starting engine number 1. Here we go, the buffering again. Hello, VHR 1302. Welcome aboard, my friend. Those wings. Are you using Active Sky? No, I'm not using it in this stream. Maybe removing the router is not a bad idea. Okay. All right, guys. So let me do the following. Let me just halt the stream for a while here. And I will leave the aircraft in its current state. Let me just take a short break, restart the router, and I'll come back to you. Hopefully that'll fix the issue. So in the meantime, I am going to... what do I do? Do I kill the live, or what do I do? All right, let me just stop the live here. I'm going to stop the broadcast, guys, and I'll be back with you guys in a little bit. Right, let me... All right, guys, we are finally back. And let's hope Laminara gives... Yeah. All right, so we are back, and hopefully the issues are resolved. All right. All right, so we can now start, you know, prepping the aircraft for our departure. Let me bring up the lights here a little bit so you guys can see better. I hope the connection is now stable. I did check the speed, by the way. There was nothing wrong with the router, but I restarted anyways. I hope it's looking good now. All right, so we're going to bring up the lights here on the PFD and the ND as well. And let's turn on the constraints. We're going to arm the brakes. So for on the A340. Damaged submarine internet cables again, huh? I don't know. All right, so we're going to put RTO is armed. We are going to arm the speed brake. Speed brake is armed, and flaps 1, 3.3 up for the trim, which is already set. And we turn on our taxi light. We can turn off the APU bleed, APU master, and we are good to go. All right, the runway isn't far from where we are, so we're good to go. And we can test the takeoff config. Parking brake is released, and we're giving it some power here. All right, finally, we are on our way. And let's do the takeoff config, and no blues. All right, so we are good to go. What a lovely looking aircraft. Look at that wing view, guys. Beautiful. All right. The runway is right over there. So we are going to, I think it's Taxiway Hotel. Retry. Yeah, I've lost connection to everything. All right, so if we zoom in here a little bit, we are on... All right, let's take Taxiway Foxtrot. There we go. Or Golf, actually, Taxiway Golf. And we'll take it all the way to the runway. All right, perfect. Hey, Alex, coming in with 5 memberships to the Q8Pilot channel. Thank you very much, Alex, for your continued support, my friend. I really, truly appreciate it. Guys, if you have received a membership from Alex, please be sure to say thank you. That's very, very kind of you, Alex. Thank you very much, sir. I truly appreciate it. All right, here we go, and that's the runway. We're going to go all the way to the far end of the taxiway, make our turn towards the runway. We're getting the buffering again, guys. So I don't know what the issue is. It's definitely not the internet connection, so it must be something else. And it did it at a really bad time when I'm just about to take off. That's really a bummer. All right, let's make the short stop here. Hello there, Benny. Benny, welcome aboard. Yeah, we're having some issues today with buffering. All right. Okay, so strobes are on, runway takeoff lights, landing lights are on, and the nose light to take off. And we are good to go. I might end the stream if it continues. Seems okay now. Yeah. All right. All right, folks, we are at runway 13 left, and we are cleared for takeoff. Manflex, SRS, and runway. 80 knots. We're going to rotate at 155. V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gears going up. XP Realistic is absolutely great. So yeah, I do highly recommend it. Ah, TCAS. Right, let's set the climb thrust. Right, thrust climb is set. Autopilot 1 is engaged. Flaps up. And we continue to climb. Set the range to 40. Disarm the speed brake. Guys, we're getting the buffering again here. Yeah, the engine sounds are really, really nice. Right, we continue the climb. Are you going to fly the Spark 747 in a future video? Absolutely, yes. It's YouTube, is it? It could be YouTube, yeah, because my connection is... There's nothing wrong with my connection whatsoever. So, you know, guys, I am really tempted to do the stream again tomorrow. Or maybe not tomorrow, but the day after. Because it's just not viable this way. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are getting all these buffering right now. It's intermittent, so now again it's okay. But what do you guys think? Should we continue the stream or should we call it a day and do it some other time? All right, we're approaching 9,000 feet. Landing light off, runway turn off, and nose light is off. We're going to release the passengers here. And we're going to come to the NB and we're going to set the cost index to 0 to save on fuel. That is set to 0. We're going to go to the progress page and we're going to update this to the arrival runway. So if I come here and say flight plan, so KSAT, let's see, 13 right. 13 right. Alright, so we'll update that. Excellent. We'll put this back on performance. Forced to 1080p and it's running fine for me. I have had no drops yet after the router reboot. If you want to make sure the local setting in YouTube is 1080. I am not, Sam. You're having or not having issues, Rand? How come the display aren't like high definition? Is that Toliss or Explain thing? No, the displays are very high definition. It might be your internet connection or the buffering that we're experiencing today. Yeah, I keep getting the buffering again. I haven't buffered since you shut down. Again, I'm getting the same message now that not enough videos being, but if you guys are okay, that's fine. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so let me go to the... So we've done the progress page. All right, we'll leave it for now. And we'll put this on flight plan and continue our climb. Thanks, Donald. Hey, Jafar, thanks very much. Appreciate it. By the way, guys, Two-Turn Murphy, who was here earlier, is an excellent content creator. If you don't know him, please do visit his channel and subscribe and give him a few hundred likes and subscribes, please. Rand, I am not. Continue. Oh, you're not having issues. Okay. Well, I get the intermittent message on my streaming software saying that, you know, YouTube isn't getting enough bandwidth or enough video. There was a rockfall mishap in the Congo Canyon that severed a couple of underwater comm cables. They needed to reroute using a different infrastructure, but as far as I know, it should be fixed now. Oh, I see. All right, perfect. All right, so we continue the climb, and let's set the baro to standard. I'm just really, you know, when things like this happen on stream, it just really distracts you, and hopefully we'll not have more issues now. All right, So we are looking good. This is the top of climb, as you can see. So what I'm going to do, folks, is the following, because there isn't much, by the way, between the top of climb to the top of descent. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Juggle here, and we're going to go to the fixed information, and we're going to put KSAT, is it runway 13 right? Alright, so KSAT 13 right. Alright, and the radial is 130 degrees, and the radius is 10. Alright, and that's just for situational awareness, and we can now enter the arrival information as well. So we're going to go to the approach page, and we're going to bring up our Navigraph charts. We're going to go to San Antonio, and we're going to go to the information page, weather, and from the weather page, we're going to select 2998. So 2998 for the QNH, and the current temperature at San Antonio is 30. Ooh, it's quite warm. Right, so 3-4, and the current winds are variable, 0-4 knots, so we're just going to say 0 and 4. Alright, that is set, and one more thing that we need is from the approach plate. So we're going to come to the 113 right from the approach. 113 right, that is the runway in question at San Antonio, and we're going to select the, let's see here, so the DA or DH is what we need. The decision height is 200, so we're going to put 200 right here. Alright, we are done with the approach preparation, and we continue now our climb to 33,000 feet. Alright, I'm glad it's fine on your end. It seems to be something on YouTube's end that's causing this. And of course, as I always stream here from Kuwait, we are very unfortunate when it comes to the actual routing to the YouTube servers, because we are quite far, and there are just way too many hops to the streaming servers. So I'm glad that it's okay. By the way, I'm still getting this message that YouTube isn't getting enough video to maintain smooth streaming. But I suppose you guys are fine, so. All right, top of climb is right there, 33,000. And thank you very much again, Alex, for the 5 memberships. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Donald. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for your kind words there. The aircraft isn't bad at all, if you ask me. I mean, they've improved the textures without a doubt, and everything looks pretty sharp. And ladies and gents, Leaf, my very good friend, has just gifted 5 memberships here on the channel. Thank you very much, Leaf. I appreciate your kind support, sir. Guys, if you've received a membership from Leaf, please be sure to say thank you. Huge thanks for both Alex and Leaf today for the support with the memberships. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. That's very kind of you. Thank you. All right, so we're looking good, and we have set everything up for our arrival. Now, the top hat the top hat pattern that we follow is flight plan, progress, flight plan, radio, progress, perf, fuel prediction, and then we can go actually to the init here, or let's see, progress, what do we get here? So, all right, so 142 nautical miles. Okay, so we are now at our cruise altitude, 33,000 feet. This is the top of descent, which is in 48 nautical miles. And so we'll be at our destination in no time. Hopefully we won't get any buffering. You haven't buffered since reboot. Oh, that's great to know, Rand. Thank you very much for letting me know. Thank you very much. That's very good to know. Okay, so the Toliss A340. Now, Toliss has created a handful of aircraft. The A319, the A320neo, the A321, and the A340-600. And I will tell you that the Toliss aircrafts, amongst the high-fidelity add-ons in X-Plane, as a collection. So, by the way, I prefer the A320 of all of them. It's my favorite. The A320neo, I used to love the A319. They are very similar in their visual fidelity, I have to say. While I believe the A340 can still receive a little bit more refinement in terms of the visuals, but I think in terms of the visual fidelity, they are all pretty much at par, and I probably would give them, you know, somewhere between a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10 in terms of the texturing. So I think it can still use a lot of work, and they can improve the aircraft quite a bit. Having said this, folks, in terms of the system fidelity, the Toliss aircraft is amongst the best add-ons made for flight simulation, and that is by account of real-world pilots. It functions exactly as it should, and I've actually studied the manuals of a real airliner. I've gone through the actual normal procedures for the Airbus A340 for one of the very known European airlines, and I can report to you that Toliss has done a phenomenal job with the system simulation of their entire Airbus fleet. Now, in terms of the flight model, I'm not a real-world Airbus pilot, and thus I will rely on folks like V1, like 737NG, and their attestation that the flight model is as close as you can get to the real thing. So when you purchase a Toliss aircraft, rest assured that you are purchasing study-level aircraft in terms of the system simulation. Although some things can be still improved, there are a lot of systems that can still be simulated, but the systems required for normal operations are there. And by the way, I did check on the A320. I did check the brake pressure. So here, if you look at the brake pressure, obviously we don't have the brake pressure. The pressure, the accumulated pressure is in the green, and the brakes are released, and that's why we see here nothing. But when the parking brakes are set, if you set, release while on the ground, you will eventually lose accumulated pressure, and you can if you open the aft cargo door, that will basically repressurize the accumulated pressure, because of the hydraulic system for the... I'm not sure, by the way, if this happens on the A340, but it's actually on the yellow line. So the yellow hydraulics, if you open the aft cargo door, it will repressurize your hydraulics, and then you will see the accumulated pressure restored. And I have verified that this is actually simulated on the Toliss, just like the Phoenix A320, as well as the other Toliss aircraft. So overall, I think, yeah, it is a study level aircraft without a doubt, at least for normal operations. And it has actually a lot of failures. You can just, you know, simulate any failure that you want from the failures menu. We can actually, if you guys like, we can simulate engine fire for one of the engines before we arrive into San Antonio. If that's something you guys want me to do, I'll be more than happy to do it. Just let me know in chat, and we will simulate an engine fire on approach to San Antonio. All right, we are approaching the top of descent, and we are going to reset the MCP altitude to 2,800 feet. I believe is the right altitude, 2,800. That is correct. Yes. No, the A340. You turn on the blue electric hydraulic pump. I see. Okay, so it is slightly different on the A340. All right, we're approaching top of descent. Everything is looking in tip-top shape. And thank you very much again, guys, for all the gifted memberships today. And if you've received a gifted membership, please make sure you say thank you to Leaf and Alex. How are you doing, Andy Miller? Welcome aboard. Washy Extreme. Hello there, my friend. Welcome aboard. All right, we are at the top of descent, 4 nautical miles. Which frequency are we on? 124, 450. All right, there we go. I think we're close enough. Let's go ahead and initiate the descent. There we go. Nav descent. Perfect. All right, so we've begun the descent towards San Antonio, and we can come here and look at the, let's see here. San Antonio approach, San Antonio Tower. All right, let's tune into San Antonio Tower at 119.8. 119.8. Right, 119.8. That's San Antonio Tower. Look at those engines. CB737, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us. By the way, folks, our next stream is going to be the F-28, or the Fokker 28. You have to be very careful when you pronounce that aircraft aircraft name. And we're going to be doing, the aircraft has received a major update. There is a very huge change log, and the guys over at Just Flight have sent me the change log, and they said, well, Q8, if you feel that this is, that if these changes warrant additional coverage, please go ahead and cover the aircraft. And I think the list of changes are worth it, and I don't think I've covered the aircrafts sufficiently on the channel, to be honest. An aircraft that is of such high fidelity. So our next stream, we are going to be flying, we're going to fly again Kuwait Airways. We're going to do the return flight from Doha to Kuwait International, aboard the F-28. And Kuwait Airways did actually own the aircraft back in the day, so we're going to do that for sure. Hello, Mika. Is it just me, or does the Toliss look better? The Toliss is definitely looking a lot better. It has received several updates, so it is looking very, very good. I would say that, you know, the textures could still use a little bit more, you know, work. Overall, I'm very pleased with what they've done. You still don't have the oxygen sounds there, which is okay. But yeah, they've modeled this. This is nice that they've modeled this. And by the way, the letters and the numbers that you see here, right here, is actually the detent of the chair. So each pilot would, depending on how tall they are, you know, they'll move the armrest to a certain position when they move the chair here. So if you go down here, and you can move the chair like that, and it would actually indicate a number. So each pilot will have a preference. So for example, someone would have Echo 7, and so he will make sure that he set it to Echo 7, and that would be the position that he's most comfortable with, so that he can reach reach the stick with ease and comfort. A lot of very, very ergonomically designed aircraft. The Airbus, generally speaking, the philosophy behind the making of the Airbus is something that strikes me as just really genius. And the guys who designed the aircraft definitely put in a lot of thought and a lot of, you know, fine engineering into the design of the Airbus to make it, you know, very, very convenient and very comfortable for pilots. Tower, is this on IVAO or VATSIM or something else? That would be on XChatter. But when you see with XATC chatter, it uses real world frequencies. So all the frequencies you see in, let me show you here real quick. So this is XATC chatter. It's something I highly recommend by Stick and Rudder Studios. And if you go to the control panel, so all the towers, these are all real world frequencies. So if we go to the United States and we select it, so these are the nearest frequencies. These are all real, you know, real frequencies. And they are about 40 nautical miles, 40 to 100, nearest 40 ACC facilities within 100 nautical miles. So because we are very close to San Antonio, if I actually go to the charts and I tune to the right frequency, I would start hearing the chatter from San Antonio. Hello there, Adil. Welcome aboard, my friend. Andrew B. Q8Pilot, what country or part of the world do you enjoy flying in the sim most? There's so many beautiful places. I love to fly. One of the most scenic areas, I think, is the Scandinavian countries. Norway, Sweden, Denmark is just absolutely gorgeous, beautiful to fly there. Flying over Europe is very nice as well, especially in the UK, in Ireland. I love the green there, and I also love mountains. So anywhere there's mountains, I definitely enjoy it a lot.
American 814, right turn at Tango, taxi at Tango at.
So yeah, the question I remember if the Toliss, the one complaint I have about Toliss is the default sounds. The default sounds definitely need work, and the Mango Studio sound pack, while the engine sounds are great, it still has a lot of issues, which I think should be resolved. Oh, nice, makes no sense when flying on a network all that time though. Yeah. So, so the only drawback of the Toliss is the sounds, and they have to figure out. They have to speak to the guys over at BSS, or you know, I know Mango Studios have done the sound pack, but it's not very good in my view. I was, you know, hoping for something. Maybe they can speak to the new guy. What is it called? The Cost Project? Still better than Flight Factor. Oh yeah. Flight Factor, to the contrary, has very good sounds, but the visuals in X-Plane 12 are just terrible, and I'm not sure why they're unable to get it right. All right, 18,000. Let's go ahead and grab our altimeter real quick. Information at San Antonio is 29905. All right, 29905, and set it on the first officer's side, 29905. Excellent. We're looking good. The flight factor Airbus is actually a very detailed rendition of the Airbus A340, so it is a very advanced aircraft. And I think a lot of the Toliss systems, I think there is a collaboration between the two companies. So I do think that they work together. All right, here's a nice wing view as we make the turn. I hope you guys are not getting any buffering, because I'm now getting these messages again. So I hope all is well on your ends. What a beautiful looking wing. They've really come along with the texturing, without a doubt. It could, again, it's not the highest fidelity possible. You can see this here on the wing. They could definitely have better textures, and they can definitely have better sounds, but overall a very, very enjoyable aircraft to fly. And if you want to learn you know, the Airbus, this is definitely a great tool in X-Plane 12 to learn Airbus, starting from the A319 all the way to the A340. A great suite of aircraft from Toliss. I would like to see the Toliss add data ref commands for the transponder modes and for fuel pump buttons, etc. Otherwise, their data ref commands are very comprehensive for external hardware. Yep. I would love to see someone develop a 7274 MSFS or update the X-Plane version so it's compatible with X-Plane 12. The 727 by Flying JSON is being updated as we speak, and it should be available for X-Plane 12 in the near future. Hello there, Odai Hassan. Welcome aboard, my friend. Which application using for live stream and X-Plane 12 online? So for streaming, I use Streamlabs OBS to stream. And for online, I use the IVAO network. I did a flight the other day, a very enjoyable flight from Dubai to Bahrain on the IVAO network. Do you know, excuse me, do you know any fixes to stutters in X-Plane 12? I'm just curious. Sam A, I have actually released a video how to eliminate stutters in X-Plane 12. It is available on the channel. Please go and take a look at it. It has helped a very large amount of people, so I hope that it will help you as well. I agree, however, Toliss is anyway fully supported in the Mini FCU project. Yep, they are supported. All right, we are down to 12,000, and we are now approaching, no buffering, all right, perfect. We are approaching San Antonio. The airport is right there. Let's turn on the landing system on both sides. And I'm really very glad that there are still developers developing very nice scenery for X-Plane. And San Antonio is actually one of those. We'll take a look at it once we land. It's actually a very, I would say it's a nice rendition of San Antonio. To an extent, it is authentic. Could it use improvements? Of course. Nothing is perfect, but it's one of the nicer airports for X-Plane. Now got stutters. Hey Q8, would you say is the baser GA plane for X plane? Sorry, I'm not sure. Say the best. Do you mean the best, Smoozy? I just joined the stream. Would you be kind enough to show us the cockpit? Huh. We are in the cockpit. Do you mean the cabin? I think you probably mean the cabin. All right. So the cabin is. Can we go to the cabin? I think we just do this. So there is the cabin. There's your business class seats and your economy. Looks like there is no first class on this aircraft.
Reduced to your final, about 40 knots faster, traffic to your front. Following American 2908.
Oh, the best GA. There are a lot of very good GAs, so I wouldn't say the best, but I would say amongst the best would be the... All right, we're approaching 10,000 feet. Let's go and turn on the landing lights. Nose light to takeoff. Runway turn off lights. Seatbelt signs can go back on. Right, we're we're decelerating to 250 knots. Let's switch this to 20. And we want 2,800 feet for San Antonio. So amongst the best GA for X-Plane would be the Airfoil Labs Cessna 172, the King Air by Airfoil Labs, the Piper V Flight Air fleet of aircraft, excellent general aviation aircraft by V Flight Air for X-Plane, and I can vouch for their aircraft. And by the way, V Flight Air in the past, their focus wasn't really on the visuals, but on the flight model. But recently, their aircrafts are looking actually very good from the visual perspective. Not the highest fidelity possible, so they're not like Airbus in terms of the fidelity, the visual fidelity, but definitely flight model, and they're getting there. Their control panel, they're definitely improving with time. Another very nice general aviation aircraft would be the Diamond aircraft by Airbus. Just really phenomenal work from Airbus developing general aviation aircraft for X-Plane. So all in all, there's a very large number of general aviation aircraft for X-Plane, and I think you are spoiled for choice when it comes to GA aircraft for X-Plane. I think the Airbus DA42 is awesome. I definitely second that. Well, it is absolutely an incredible aircraft. Hotstar TBM 900 is amazing if ever decided to update. Yeah, the SR22 is currently updated. And ladies and gents, Leaf has just gifted another 5 Q8Pilot memberships. Thank you very much, Leaf. I appreciate it, my friend. That is very kind of you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. That's very kind. Thank you very much. Wally Aviation, welcome aboard, my friend. Just in time for the landing at San Antonio. Right, we're looking good. 8,000 for 2,800. So 32,800. There is a restriction here at Hosto. Thank you very much, Leaf. Appreciate it, my friend. And here's a look at the beautiful Airbus as we make our way towards San Antonio. All right, we're gonna just we're gonna allow the aircraft to descend a little further before we make the turn towards San Antonio. So we're still a bit too high, and as you can see here, it says manual. And when you see this normally is when you would expect ATC to vector you in for the approach. So we're just going to wait until the aircraft is at a sufficient altitude. We can see the glide slope needle is moving up, so as we turn away from San Antonio, so we'll just gain a little distance, sufficient distance, and then we'll make the turn towards the ILS runway 13 right and land the aircraft. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set the auto brake to 3. Actually, 2 is fine. And we're going to arm the speed brake. We're looking good. And at about, let's see here. Yeah, I think we can at 5.5, we can begin the turn. All right, so we are descending. All right, and now we can turn back to the airport. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly direct to Hosdo. So direct, Hosdo, and insert, and that will turn us back towards San Antonio. I need to call this a day. Thanks everyone for another super show. You guys are great. Well, thank you, Lee, for your support. I appreciate it, my friend. Smoothie, the Coronado has created some aircraft for MSFS. Initially, they only sold them exclusively on the Microsoft Store. They have a handful of aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator, none of which I'm, very excited about, to be honest. All right, we are back towards San Antonio. We can see the 10 nautical mile ring that we have created. And there are a couple of restrictions, one at 3,200 and one at 2,800, which is the initial approach altitude into 13 right at San Antonio. We are looking good on the approach. Our altitude and speed is good. Looks like we've made our turn just in time. All right, we can go to approach.
2,500.
All right. And we have the glide slope and localizer needles now appearing on the display, as you can see here. And we're looking good.
November, Kilo 3, spot 9, contact ramp today.
Simfanatic, hello my friend, welcome aboard. I'm doing very well, thanks for asking and for stopping by. And guys, please do visit Simfanatic's channel and give him a few hundred likes and subscribes, if you will. An excellent newcomer to the flight simulation industry with a very mellow and down-to-earth attitude. Just really a fun person to be around. I met him in person at FS Expo, and
2,500.
it's just really a joy to watch his channel and watch his streams. And he just passed 6,000, I think. You're over 6,000 subscribers now. So, so please be sure to show him some love, guys. All right, we're looking good. And I'm still getting that buffer message. I hope you are good. You guys are okay there. Test user, welcome aboard. The Cessna 182RG is nice for GA flying. I got with additional sound pack. It's all right. It's okay. It's not the best, but, it's Coronado, so. I don't like their aircraft, to be honest. All right. We are cleared to land, runway 13 right here at San Antonio. Everything's looking good. And we have no blues. We are clear to land. Yeah, let's notify cabin crew seats for landing, please. All right, that's 2,800. And that is the beginning of the 10 nautical mile ring that we've created. So we are practically 10 nautical miles from the runway now. We can see the glide slope needle here, and we can see the speed dropping. Speed check, flaps 1. Right, looking good. And let's see here. All right, so the final landing checklist is gear down and flaps full. We're just going to wait. We are just away from the 10. We're about 9 nautical miles from the runway. All right, speed check. Gear is going down. And flaps 2. Speed check. Flaps 3. Excellent, looking good. We are on the localizer. Speed check, flaps full. Runway in sight. And we can see that the landing memo, no blues, cabin is ready, and we're clear to land. Lovely aircraft. Hello, San Antonio. All right, at 1,000 feet, we will disconnect the autopilot and hand fly the aircraft.
Tango Kilo 3-9, ramp, pressure limit
1,000.
All right, 1,000. Autopilot disengaged. My aircraft. And very slight changes, folks, with the Airbus A340. Don't go crazy with your controls. Try to trim as opposed to pitching down or up with your yoke.
500.
500 feet.
400.
400. Looking good.
300. 200. 190, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 320, 10.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Antonio. $80 knots. Speed brake disarmed. What do you guys think of that landing? I hope it didn't buffer. Thank you there, Piper Pilot. All right, we're going to turn here on the next taxiway to the right. And we're going to do a quick look at the landing replay. But before we do that, we can actually check Volanta. Here, let me just set the parking brake here real quick. All right, so one of the things in Volanta is... here, let me show you guys here. So if you actually go... we can do in flight. So if we click here... So the landing actually was 396. That was actually a very firm landing. Yeah. That was really, really firm. Didn't sound like that, but that's all right. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick replay. Won't break. And unfortunately, it is going to break. God, I just hate that. You know, I think there is something wrong with the... I've been doing the replays, and that's how I do the screenshots. But I'm going to start it again. Of course, I want to show you guys the airport. The problem is every time now I'm doing it. See, X-Plane has crashed. Every time I do it with the with Streamlabs OBS, for some reason, it just breaks. The replay doesn't work. So in this latest release from Laminar is the most unstable release that they've issued so far, and they are calling it release candidate. So I don't know. It's very, very unstable. At least that's been my experience. This happened last time as well, I believe. Yeah, it did happen last time. So I'm not sure what what they're doing over at Laminar, but this has been a very unstable release, the R1 release. All right, so we have the Toliss Airbus, and we're going to bring it in San Antonio. So we're going to go to KSAT. Just today hasn't been a very good day. Not at work and not with the stream. All right, let me just put it here on gate B8. Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's just start it. We do want to take a look at the airport. United States Air Thunderbird featured. James, thank you very much. James Mays, thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much, Rand. Appreciate it. The A340 is hard to land smoothly. I've done much better than this, to be honest with you. So it's not that difficult. It's just take a little bit more practice, and you should be able to nail it. But yeah, today has just not been a very good day with streaming and everything else. Just not sure. Not a very good day. Yeah. When you launch game with a lot of plugins or mods, then there are more chances of crash. That is for sure, but I don't really have that many things. I'm suspecting maybe on the... all right, so there we go. There's a problem with the sound. And again, that's now the address. That's because I restarted my internet connection. Okay. All right. So this is the SXAD rendition of San Antonio. And I must say that I do like this airport quite a bit. It's very easy on frames, and it's a very nice rendition of the airport. The ground textures is something I really like. I think they've paid attention this time around to the ground textures, more so than the previous versions that they've created from the same developer. So I really, really like the ground textures on this airport. I think the ground markings are done quite well. Maybe the curvatures are not exactly what my idea is of high fidelity, but overall, a very nice rendition of the airport. Again, I want to just show you here the grass here, the 3D grass that they've created. I think it really adds to the scenery overall. Nice custom runway textures, taxiways, and signage all over the airport. Again, if we look here, very, very detailed San Antonio with all the signage. You can see here the departures, arrivals in Spanish and in English, just like it is in the actual airport. Here is San Antonio. So I do like the fact that they've also put the multi-story here. They could have used maybe a little. You can see that there is a repetition in the vehicles here, which kind of takes a little bit away from the immersion. But I mean, who cares? Coming to land. You don't really care about the variety of the vehicles. But just looking at it, this doesn't look, for example, very realistic. You don't see all these cars, unless they're rentals. Again, overall, I think they have captured and rendered the airport buildings to an acceptable standard. I would have liked, you know, a little bit of higher resolution, maybe those baked buildings, baked textures that give the airport a more realistic look. But overall, a very good rendition of San Antonio. It's an airport that I definitely recommend. If you like flying in this part of the world, then you will definitely enjoy San Antonio by SXAD. The link to it is provided in the stream description. Ramy Jensen, welcome aboard. Do you recommend upgrading X-Plane 11 to X-Plane 12? Yes. Your A340 is the biggest airplane in the airport. Yes, it is. Yeah. Look at that. Look how huge this aircraft is. It is a big aircraft. It is a big aircraft. Yeah. So this is it for this evening's show. Again, by the way, you can see that they've, again, they have the stadium here. The ortho photos they would have probably looked better with level 19. But still, this is not bad. This is, it looks like level 18 probably, 17 or 18. But those textures here, the ground textures here, look absolutely gorgeous. They look very, very nice. If we change the time here very quickly to take a look at the airport during nighttime, let's do that. Hopefully we won't crash X-Plane. There we go. All right, so that's a look at the airport during nighttime. The lights are done reasonably well. I would have liked a little more illuminated, you know, parking, maybe so you can see things a little better. The parking spots, though, are well illuminated all over the airport. Every stand is properly illuminated. But the airport, the actual airport, is pretty dark, and that is, you know, food for thought for the developer. I think, you know, working on this will definitely improve the overall fidelity of the airport during nighttime, because this looks like a very dark San Antonio when you look at the actual buildings. So the terminal building looks very dark, with the exception of the parking spots. So, so I do like San Antonio a lot. I think it's a nice airport, one of the nice airports. Again, look at the beautiful night lighting here of explaining the taxi lights, the runway lights here. We can take a look at that, and those are, you know, custom runway textures. So it does provide for a really nice approach into the airport during nighttime. But again, you can see one of the drawbacks, I think, in this scenery is the actual airport building. The main terminal here looks pretty dark in the distance, and it should have a little bit more lighting to make it stand out when you arrive into San Antonio. Overall, a good rendition by the airport, good effort from the developer. The airport is currently available. It's payware, available on the X-Plane.org. Link to it is in the stream description. And it's been real fun, guys, streaming for you this evening. And I do apologize for the issues and all the buffering and, you know, all the, you know, the problems that we've had in the beginning. I hope that it was enjoyable nonetheless. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, and bye-bye for now.